It's 1977, and NASA has just launched Voyager 1 and 2 on a mission to explore the solar system's edges. These interstellar probes carried not only the most advanced scientific instruments of the time, but also something that had never been done before: a message from humanity to any extraterrestrial life that might find it. The Voyager golden record, etched onto two gold-plated records, contains a diverse range of sounds and images representing human civilization and our world. A team led by the legendary astronomer Carl Sagan curated the selection, which includes everything from music and greetings in various languages to nature sounds and scientific data. Astronomers Carl Sagan and Frank Drake had some experience sending messages into space by the 1970s. They had designed two gold anodized aluminum plaques which were attached to the Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11 spacecraft. Linda Saltzman Sagan, Carl's wife and an artist, etched an illustration of a naked man and woman on them, along with the time and location of our civilization. Pioneer's plaques would be upgraded with the golden record. The two copies of the record, mounted on the twin probes Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, would serve as time capsules and also transmit much more information about life on Earth if extraterrestrials discovered them. NASA agreed to the idea, so the question of what should be recorded arose. What are the greatest hits of humanity? The task of curating the record's contents fell to a team that included the Sagans, author Anne Druyan, artist John Lomberg, and Ferris. A solid outline emerged over the course of 10 months. The golden record includes 115 analog encoded photographs,
and the evolution of the sun will have burned the Earth to a crisp.
Greetings in 55 different languages.
Selamat malam hadirin sekalian. Selamat berpisah dan sampai bertemu lagi di lain waktu.
A 12-minute montage of Earth sounds, and 90 minutes of music. The team actually felt it was important to convey information about human anatomy and used diagrams from the World Book Encyclopedia's 1978 edition. NASA then approved a drawing of the human reproductive organs and images chronicling conception to birth to explain reproduction. The famous photograph of Wayne F. Miller's son's birth, featured in Edward Steichen's 1955 exhibition Family of Men, was used to depict childbirth. However, as you would expect, NASA refused to accept a naked photograph of a man and a pregnant woman, quite unerotically holding hands. The golden record experts and NASA reached a less compromising compromise: silhouettes of the two figures and the fetus within the woman's womb. At the possible risk of providing extraterrestrials whose genetic material may also be stored in DNA with the information they already knew, the experts also drew a series of illustrations of DNA's complex structure. Photographs of huts, houses, and cityscapes were also included to provide an overview of the various structures found on Earth. As an example of more impressive architecture, the Taj Mahal was chosen. The majestic mausoleum triumphed over cathedrals, Mayan pyramids, and other structures, partly because it was built in honor of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan's late wife, Mumtaz Mahal, rather than a god. Because the music took up 3/4 of the album, visual art was less of a priority. However, a couple of photographs by Ansel Adams, the legendary landscape photographer, were chosen for the details captured within their frames. One from nearby Baker Beach was thought to demonstrate how a suspension bridge had connected two pieces of land separated by water. The hum of a car was included in the sound montage for the record, but the producers could not overlay the sounds and images. A book excerpt was also included. This would provide extraterrestrials with a glimpse of our written language. But think of it, if you're given the task of picking a page from any book that would be the best fit, well, of course, you'll find it quite challenging. For Lomberg, he found inspiration in rare books at Cornell University Library, including a first folio Shakespeare, a Renaissance edition of Chaucer, and a centuries-old copy of Euclid's Elements on geometry. Finally, he went with MIT astrophysicist Philip Morrison's suggestion: one page from Sir Isaac Newton's System of the World, describing the means of launching an object into orbit for the first time. Well, there's more. They also included greetings in 55 different languages. We'd hate to make a joke out of this, but hey, it's not like the aliens will magically understand any of these languages, right? Anyway, according to Ferris, the wording of the 55 greetings was left up to the speakers of the languages to keep with the project spirit. And just when you thought there couldn't be more covered, biologist Roger Payne provided a whale song captured with hydrophones off the coast of Bermuda in 1970. Ferris did want to include more than a slice of the whale song behind the greetings in different languages, thinking that it might make more sense to aliens than to humans. Some people find that amusing, but from a bandwidth standpoint, it worked well, and it doesn't interfere with the greetings, and you can extract the whale song if you want to. A kiss was said to be the most difficult sound to capture. Some were too quiet, others too loud, and one was too dishonest for the team's liking. Jimmy Iovine, a music producer, kissed his arm, and in the end, the kiss that was recorded was the one that Ferris planted on Andran's cheek. Understandably, if you think about it, like, how exactly do you capture a loud, authentic kiss? As you think about that, here was a more interesting part. Druyan had the idea of recording a person's brain waves so that extraterrestrials millions of years in the future could decode the individual's thoughts. She was the test subject, meditating on a series of prepared thoughts for an hour while hooked up to an EEG at New York University Medical Center. She admits in Murmurs of Earth that a couple of irrepressible facts of her own life slipped in. She and Carl Sagan had just gotten engaged, so a love story could be documented in her neurological signs. When compressed into a minute-long segment, the brainwaves sound like a string of exploding firecrackers. The team also wanted to include a beautiful recording of Chakrulo by Radio Moscow because Georgians are frequently credited with introducing polyphony, or music with more than two independent melodies, to the Western world. However, the lyrics were translated before the team members signed off on the song. Ferris then wrote in Murmurs of Earth, saying that it was an old song that could have celebrated bear baiting for all we knew. Sandro Bartelli, a Georgian speaker from Queens, stepped in to help. The word chakrulo can mean bound up or hard and tough, and the song is about a peasant protesting against a landowner. The song Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry was also included. According to Ferris, Carl Sagan had to show some interest in including Chuck Berry's 1958 hit, Johnny Be Good, but once he did, he defended it against all the others' objections. Alan Lomax, a folklorist, was opposed, claiming that rock music was just a bit adolescent. Ferris has no regrets about what they did or did not include on the record more than 4 decades later, saying that having a hand in something that will last 1 billion years is a good way to look at the world. The development of the Voyager Golden Record had quite an impact on our understanding of our place in the universe. The record reflected the richness and complexity of human culture and the natural world by including a diverse range of sounds and images on it, from classical music to rock and roll, from images of human anatomy to images of natural wonders, at a time when many people were questioning the value and meaning of human existence. But if you give this deeper thought, all these are our creations. All languages, music, and many others are creations from absolute nothingness. And all this could actually mean nothing to aliens if they even set hands on it. Or it could even lay in the hands of savage predators who might find us the perfect prey. Remember that we do not know what we're contacting, and the possibilities are endless.